Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly update show. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's right a couple of minutes after the close. Wednesday, I know some of you guys are in the middle of your Thanksgiving preparation. For all you guys who are watching, thank you very much for tuning in. It is always my pleasure to kind of share my thoughts with you guys, kind of put you in the right frame of mind, and taking it one day at a time. The only thing I ask, if you could be so kind and click a like button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, I'm also very, very humbled. I'm very humbled. Last couple of days, we started the Black Friday test drive of the PS60 methodology. Very cool response. I really appreciate it. Again, for all you guys who've now seen it a couple of days in a row. It's pretty neat. It's definitely pretty neat. If you are interested, guys, again, there's a link below. Take advantage of the Black Friday 30-day kind of spin around. Check it out. See if it's a right fit for you. Again, I personally don't think pivots are a right thing for everybody. I just don't. But again, you really should check out everything, every type of trading before you kind of figure out what's more comfortable for you. And hey, you never know. Again, one person will win a full year complimentary into the live webinar. So hopefully it will be you. So let's talk about the ticket. Yesterday we had a really good move from a lot of the major names, or at least several major names. Amazon went crazy. Meta had a really good move. Microsoft did very well. And the question going into today's session was, well, can they follow through? The answer to that is no. Right? No. And is that really surprising? It's not really surprising. We've been talking about the weakness in the majority of the technology sector now for a bit. The market's been being driven by a lot of these small cap crazy stocks that are just doubling, tripling every single day. Not really my thing, but that's kind of where it is. And almost like technology has been forgotten. The other question coming into today was, well, can NVIDIA finally test the 50-day moving average? We got that answer, right? We got that answer. NVIDIA, after a couple of days of moving lower, and I said for any retest, for any successful retest, if there's going to be any higher prices in its future, NVIDIA it absolutely must retest the 50-day moving average, defend it, and close above. And that's exactly what happened. NVIDIA today started the day pre-market below the 50-day moving average, gave two bounce areas, right? Okay, two bounces. Once was the 34-day EMA that went up about $1.50, $1.60 from the bounce area. And more important, from the macro big picture personality of the stock, it reclaimed back the 50-day moving average on the close. Now, the question is, can it hold on to it? Can it live with prosperity? Was this successful back test, well, just just kind of an outlier event and we're going to start going lower, or was this necessary? Was this technically necessary? And now that we got the 50-day out of the way, well, can the stock resume its upward trend? Again, to be determined. The second thing we talked about yesterday and for the last couple of days, and lo and behold, was Tesla, right? And I said, guys, well, watch the 10-day, watch the 10-day. If it loses the 10-day, you could give a wash. If it loses the 10-day, give a wash. That was literally my only trade of the day today. It lost the 10-day moving average. The stock got absolutely murdered. And you can see here, this is where it lost the 10-day moving average, and the stock got hit. It went, it went down like 10 from the pivot. Really good move. Very good move on Tesla. It did a good job to kind of start battling back. I think that was one of the better things. It held on to the 10-day moving average into the close, just like NVIDIA reclaimed back the 50-day. So the question with Tesla, okay, was this kind of a necessary retrace back to the 10-day moving average, and now we're going to resume higher for the next couple of weeks? Or is this the start of something? Again, just like NVIDIA, to be determined. We don't know, but at least now we have a clear line in the sand, both on Tesla, both NVIDIA, and again, we'll get to the pivots in a second. The one group that continues to act super duper well is these Bitcoin related stocks. Anything to do with Bitcoin is going crazy, right? You got Coinbase, again, still very, very strong. You got MSTR, despite its erratic behavior all over the place, it's still acting very, very well. As a matter of fact, this thing could be one day away if it starts reclaiming back 403 to really start, going crazy. You have the subsidized names like HUT, right? Another Bitcoin miner, HUT and CLSK. There's a lot of names just acting very, very well. Again, is this now completely tied to Bitcoin? I don't even know what Bitcoin did today. I don't really follow Bitcoin as you could possibly imagine. Let's see what Bitcoin did today. Bitcoin right now is at 96,000, right? 96,000. So they're not really completely correlated now with Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin eventually starts going and starts breaking that 100,000 piece, well, these stocks will get that extra fuel to the fire. And I'm sure if you're in the crypto space, things are really, really looking good. So stock is not looking good was Microsoft. Microsoft, I had a great trade in Microsoft yesterday. It gave me like a $4.5 candle. Today was an inside day, just like everything else couldn't rally. The problem is into the close. They had an antitrust investigation into the close, and the stock is getting absolutely hammered after hours, into the close and after hours, giving a pretty big candle. Again, tell me if you heard this before. Semiconductors suck. Is that the nice way of saying it? They just can't get out of their own way. AMU, AMD, it doesn't make a difference what they are. They just can't do it. They just can't rally. And the problem is they're a very, very big component, right? Big component of not only the mega cap space, but market sentiment. But for now, everything is holding up fairly well, considering if you look at the scoreboard today, it really didn't make a difference. You got a 100-point decline, both on the both on the Dow. S&P would be a lot for 100. Both on the Dow and the NASDAQ 100. The key going into next week is, again, see where the price action is lying. See if the speculation money continues to grow. Because if it does continue to grow, I expect, right, that all these Bitcoin plays will continue to move higher. I mean, Mara looks like great, right? Mara looks great. Riot today came out of a tight little range here, just needs a little bit more work. So, you have the theme, right? You have the theme. The key now is to see how this theme plays out. So let me give you guys some names for Friday. My wife has me like, she has me, cooking. Well, she's cooking. I've been all over the house for hours, Swiffer, vacuuming, blah, 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 blah. I'm all over the place. Going to the dry cleaner, going to the liquor store. We have the family over for tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, guys, I want to wish everybody a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. If you are a lunatic like me, I will be trading on Friday. So hopefully I'll see a lot of new faces there. But let me give you guys some names that I am watching for Friday, right? Let me give you some names. Guys, keep an eye on Reddit. Again, I don't know if it's ill-confirmed Friday, but we saw some pretty good call buying come into the name. Again, it had a big breakout, kind of did nothing for the last 4 or 5 days. I want to see this thing reclaim the 5-day. It's not imminent, okay? It's not imminent. It's not necessarily going to be on for Friday, but watch this thing. If this thing could just take out 1 or 2 days worth of channels and reclaim back the 5-day moving average, I think it's going to wake up. We saw some call buying coming in today on Reddit. I just can't remember what it was, but I definitely saw some call buying, some 7-figure bets coming in for Reddit. I like this HUT, right? I like this HUT as well. Again, this is a Bitcoin driven type of stock. Keep an eye on this thing. This thing looks very, very close to breaking out. Look at Boeing. I personally hate Boeing in my life. Like, I hate the stock. Like, I don't think I've ever traded Boeing well, but I do know the stock does go. It's sitting here basing above the 50-day moving average. Every single time I put on a Boeing trade, it'll go 50 cents for me and it'll crash $2. It's like clockwork. So I'm just like, I've washed my hands with this thing. And so you have to learn and know what your limitations are, what stocks to trade, what stocks are just completely not for you. This is definitely a name for not for me. But if this is your thing, keep an eye on Boeing. 3-day channel is distributing above the 50-day moving average. If it confirms Monday's highs, this thing can wake up. I like Coinbase. Okay, I like Coinbase above above the highs from a couple of days ago. We saw December buyer come in for the 320s, laid out $1 million worth of premium. Square is starting to get tight. Okay. And the reason why I say that, you see how it got rejected back-to-back days off the 5-day, right? I'm watching this thing on both sides. It's gotten rejected back-to-back days off the 5-day, and it held, right? It held the 10-day for back-to-back days. Something has to give here, right? Something has to give. This will give us a trade either to the upside, to the downside in the next day or so. And look at Snow, right? Look at Snow. Had a really, really big earnings. Did nothing, held the 5-day moving average. I want to watch this thing above today's channel and see if it wakes up. So let's talk about today's pivots. There was literally, I think, one or two things triggered. Here is my trade. Here is my trade here. Again, we've been talking about the 10-day breakdown for what, 3-4 days? Again, anybody who's been watching this broadcast kind of knows once it lost the 10-day, it lost 335, went down all the way down to like 26 and change. So it did kind of come back and reclaim back the 10-day moving average, but now we know the fine line in the sand going forward. So beautiful trade. I mean, look at this candle. Look at this candle, right? Look at this candle on Tesla. Look at this beautiful, beautiful candle. So here's the breakdown below this 35, and look at this thing. Went all the way down to 26. Beautiful move on Tesla. Meta never confirmed to the upside. Lyft never confirmed to the upside. Amazon gapped up and never got above these levels after hours. NVIDIA, right? We talked about the bounce play on NVIDIA. NVIDIA came into this 3320s, 3340s level and bounced like $1.50 initially. Then it lost, right? Then it lost that area, started bouncing back. And the good part is it reclaimed it, and now it's trading 35.5 after the close. So if you are in the bounce on NVIDIA, congratulations. Again, we've been talking about the NVIDIA bounce just the same thing as Tesla for a couple of days. So you should have been, anybody watching this broadcast for more than a minute should be kind of prepared for that. I think that's it. Coin. Coin gave a trade, 209.20, needs to build. Again, December call buyer came in for $1 million premium. The initial move was like three and change, sold off, and then the stock rallied back to like 314. But again, it does look good for tomorrow. So that's it, guys. That's all I got. So for anybody who is interested in pivots, guys, it is pretty cool. Take it, test drive 30 days. Again, like I said, do I think it's for everybody? No, I don't think it's for everybody. But if it's something that you are interested in, you like the broadcast, and you kind of follow me on a day-to-day basis, you know how neat it really is. Guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless. Tomorrow we are off. Happy Thanksgiving. May God bless you with everything good, great, and happiness in your life. Guys, have a great night. God bless. I'll see you on the field on Friday.